Well, good evening. This is Fiddler's Elbow. It's a section of rapids and strong currents on the St. Lawrence River between Ivy Lee, Ontario, and Gananoque, Ontario.
So right now we're actually riding a really strong counter current. So it loops down, the current goes downriver on one side of the island and upriver on the other side of the island. So we're actually traveling upriver with the current. This is a non-tidal current. It does a lot of circling in the islands.
So these are naturally occurring standing waves from the current. So here we have the upbound current. The counter current meets a side current coming from beside us as we kind of dart between the islands. So we're getting a current upstream and from the side.
This is wild up here. We're going to be able to ferry across.
This is something you definitely want to avoid. What happened was I got slammed sideways by, I don't know if it was a side current or an eddy current or a whirlpool. At any rate, I got slammed sideways into this tree here, which is not somewhere you want to be in a strong current, is up against a tree. They call that a sieve or a sweeper. But I was able to push off and keep paddling. Okay, and so I follow, this is still the counter current, so I'm still traveling upriver, and then I come out between these two islands here, and I'm hit by another side current, which you can see kind of twist my boat sideways for a minute until I'm able to get straightened back out again.
What do you think?
I think if we go up on this shore, ferry across, I think we're okay.
All right.
I don't want to get into that stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. It's stronger than I thought.
Yeah, go, that's for sure. Let's wait for these guys to come.
Okay, so what you have here is we've got a big channel we have to cross, and so what we have is the Canadian Middle Channel, which is the channel we're following, is off the stream to the left, and basically we're staying out of that because there's big standing waves in there, so we're kind of going off to the right, and what we have is we're crossing another channel that's called the Bateau Channel. So you can see it's a marked navigation channel, and it's quite busy. So what we have here is we have a convergence of two marked channels, the Canadian Middle Channel and the Bateau Channel. And the boats here, there's big, fast offshore boats, that can do 60 miles an hour type of thing. So in a kayak, you got to count on them giving you some space. Because you can't really realistically maneuver around them, and there's lots of pontoon boats, houseboats.
goodness. That was harder than it looked. All right, that was a pretty tough eddy. Now we're gonna head into a section called Fiddler's Elbow.
Okay, so now we're into the channel at Fiddler's Elbow. So basically, we've lost our counter current, and now we're paddling against the current. It's quite strong, but what you do when you're going up against a current like that in a paddlecraft or sailboat is you try to stay right off to the edge, because around the edge of the channel the current's just not as strong, and you get little eddies that you can ride up, and you don't have the big standing waves, and you're out of the way of the boat traffic as well when you're kind of paddle distance from the cliff edge. And here we're passing across another side channel. This isn't a side channel, but it's still a heavily...
To the left.
This isn't a marked channel, but it's still a heavily trafficked route, the channel that you see off to our right. And we're making a dart for the land on the other side of this channel. Okay, now that we're across that side channel, we're going to go back to hugging the shoreline and sneaking up along as close to the shoreline as we can get to avoid the strongest effects of the current and also to avoid the boat traffic. Now, coming down towards us right now through the Canadian Middle Channel, through Fiddler's Elbow, you can see a tour boat. That's probably about maybe 120 foot tour boat that is downbound with the current. So there's all kinds of traffic in here that you're sharing the channel with. And you'll see when I come around this point, you'll see the lighthouse on the shore.
All right, we're almost up through Fiddler's Elbow, but we see a major obstacle ahead. There's some pretty serious white water, big standing waves, breaking, probably 3 feet, I'm guessing. They're big. So we're gonna try and sneak in close to shore, and if we can make it past this part, then we should be back into more or less flat water.
Okay, so same idea. We're just sticking as close to that cliff face as we can, staying out of those standing waves. The standing waves are kind of to the left, straight ahead, and around the corner as well. But they're right in the middle of the channel, and you can see even the power boats take the standing waves because this is different from the kind of white water that you might experience in a smaller river. I mean, it's deep. It's probably, I don't know, like 100 feet deep, or maybe a couple 100 feet deep. So it's different. It's not technical white water, but there's a lot of volume coming down. Now, up until this point, we were able to stay out of the standing waves by staying close to the cliff face. But when we come around this corner, it's there's nowhere left to go to get away from the waves. The current's actually going towards the cliff face to some degree. So you're in it, and you just power through. Um, I got bounced out into some of the stronger current briefly, and then kind of made my way back in close. And you can see the really bigger standing waves. They don't last long. They're off this point here, maybe 100 yards or something. And then as soon as we were up through the Fiddler's Elbow channel, we were into more open water. It's almost feels more like a lake from here to Gananoque, so I put up my sail and had a great sail for a while. That's it. That's navigating the currents around Fiddler's Elbow, Thousand Islands, Ontario. Thanks. Bye.